You are in for an unscripted, uncensored conversation that is likely to be nerdy, potentially controversial, but 100% laughable. This is A Kettle of Fish.
But it's not so bad.
It's not so bad. I want to be
Robert! Focus!
Bitch, you know what happened. Yeah, I need to...
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see...
Okay. So yeah. What was I saying? Oh,
someone save me from the insanity.
I need to find quieter fans for my PC because it gets loud AF.
I was about to say, we have the quietest fans. No one chimes in on anything.
Lol. Wrong fans, but yes, you are correct.
I actually had some ideas on that, by the way.
Oh?
I was thinking maybe we could do some kind of contests, like maybe like a trivia or name that tune, and I could give away some swag because I've been finding.
If anybody can name the movie that I quoted that flower bitch thing from, you can you'll win a T-shirt that I drew with a Sharpie.
Okay,
not even a T-shirt, but just the.
It could be a Kettle of Fish T-shirt. It'll be just a white T-shirt with Sharpie drawn T-shirt. A used white T-shirt that Paul wore.
It's all crusty and everything.
Exactly.
Because
it's a sleep inside out Bob Burger shirt. That's amazing.
All right. Well, how's everybody
It's actually
doing?
from a 1969 movie.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 86 of A Kettle of Fish. We really do need to do something for 100 whenever we get there.
100!
Do we go ahead and just, like, address the elephant in the room, or...
I mean... I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
have you guys noticed that it's weirdly quiet in here?
The lack of elephant.
That's a good point. Lack of an elephant.
He's not an elephant. He's a mammoth.
Yeah. So Tyler, for reasons, has decided to step away from the show, and we're okay with it. We hate it. We don't like it. We miss him. It's definitely a void. But he decided that it was better for him in his personal life to not have to worry about this cadre of people. I guess.
Apparently my retardation bothers his mental health, so
I wasn't going to go into that much detail, but yeah, sure. All right. Paul drove Tyler off.
I drove him off with my insanity. That's how you know who your real friends are.
I definitely
put up with your insane shit.
We've let him know that, you know, in the future, if he wants to come back or whatnot, that he is totally welcome to. I'm just going to give
him shit about it forever if he does.
He definitely fits in a certain specific way. I feel like he completes the puzzle.
He feels a very... I was going to say whole, but I'm going to retract my almost statement and keep moving on with the day.
Yeah.
So...
So we will be sans Tyler for the foreseeable future, unless he comes back around.
I can't see the future. I've told you this. A gremlin stole my crystal ball.
Paul, I said foreseeable. God. So, I mean...
I can't foresee it. I've had this conversation.
You really are in rare form today, aren't you?
Yeah.
Did you, like, eat a thing of chocolate or something?
I've had a Red Bull.
Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay.
A 12 fluid ounce, 355 milliliter Red Bull.
Nice.
Yeah.
So aside from bouncing off the walls, how are you doing?
Yeah. How am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been in a good mood lately.
Because you were sick as shit when we did that LSG episode.
I was sick. I was very sick. I'm better now, obviously. I mean, I still have so much mucus in my throat. I can feel it when I talk, and it's like, and it's in like the back of my throat, and I hate it.
I gotcha.
But I recently got recognized by an artist I follow on Instagram, and it was really cool because he has like 16,000 followers, and he draws awesome shit, and he's cool as fuck. And he sent me a message, and he was like, "Hey, I like your stuff."
Right.
And I'm just like, so that made me very happy. Because the whole thing started because I commented on something he had done.
Right.
And then he liked my comment, and then he sent me a direct message that said, "I love your art." And I'm like, thank you so much. I love your work too. Sometimes I feel like I'm still missing something from my stuff, and I get sort of down on myself about it.
Right.
But like seeing your stuff is super inspiring and like lights a fire under my butt. And like I thanked him, and I was like, "Thank you, seriously." Like,
yeah.
You
no, I mean
that the effect you have on me.
That totally makes sense. I mean, it really does.
But his follow-up message, because I didn't expect to actually hear anything else. Typically when I have those moments where I'm like and fucking kind of geek out a little bit,
right,
and I message somebody some big long fucking bullshit, I never hear back from and so he sent me another message, and he was like, "You're very welcome. I'm glad you like my work. I think what you do is amazing and creative. You have unique style and a great sense of shape, which is hard." And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but thank you. And he was talking about how he knows how it feels to be insecure about your art, and don't let that stop you.
Yeah,
you have a lot of talent and potential. I'm happy to hear that I inspire you because you inspire me too. Thank you for your kind words and your support. And I'm like, so I sent him another message, and I was like, that means so much to me. And if you want to do like a collab or anything sometime, just feel free to reach out to me whenever. So I'm making connections, potentially.
That's really good.
Yeah. And then like almost immediately got interacted with another artist on Instagram. That one wasn't awesome. As and he's been sharing my stuff every time I make a new post lately. It's been sharing my stuff, so that dude's awesome too. So they're all awesome. Do a shout out, I guess, if somebody wants to go check out their stuff. I'm trying to pull up their username real quick while we're waiting for Frank to come back.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, Frank dipped out, so we might actually take a moment. I don't know, or we might just keep talking.
Well, I can fill the void. But it's Poke.Tour. So POKE.TOR. His name's Kai. He does Fakemon art, which is pretty much what I've leaned into heavily.
Right.
Like I pretty much gave up on regular character design entirely. I didn't give up on it. I just like really fell into drawing fake Pokemon. So he's really cool. And the other one is, I think they made a separate Instagram specifically for their Fakemon region, which some people do that. They'll make a whole Instagram specifically for just this one thing. Jienen Pokemon region, so it's JIENEN_Pokemon_region. That dude's cool too.
I'll drop like stuff in like links in the show description and whatnot. So make that easy.
I mean, all of this came to be because of why we are lacking the elephant in the room. Like, if not for Palworld, none of this would have happened. Those two guys would have never reached out to me. Probably.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll tell you that. Well, I'll tell you why later because I want you to continue on your.
Oh no! What I'm saying is the conversations I've had with these two guys on Instagram all started with my first Palworld redesign drawing.
Right.
So lately I've been redesigning Palworld monsters to make them look less like Pokemon and kind of make them more unique and distinctive.
Mm-hmm.
And my first one kind of, did well, considering a lot of my recent drawings have not been doing so well as far as like Instagram standards. Like, I don't really care. Like, it's nice that anybody sees it at all. So the first one did well, and it kind of got a little bit more attention than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
And just from some of the what do you call them, hashtags or whatever, that I used, I was able to basically connect with these two guys, because one of them was doing redesigns as well, and he had created his own hashtag for that. So he's like, if you're doing redesigns for Palworld and you want to like join in on this challenge, use this tag. And I'm like, okay, so I use that tag. And then the other guy, the 16K follower guy, Kai, he created a new tag, and instead of saying Fakemon, we were using the term Fan Pals for nice. Palworld redesigns. So I used that tag, and because those are both brand new,
right,
and very specific artists are using them, they saw hot. My stuff. Yeah, they saw my stuff, and they were like, hey, check that shit out. And then they started following me, and it, without Palworld and like all the weird shit surrounding that would not have happened for me.
I agree.
It's the way I see that.
I agree that Palworld has definitely increased the probability of people seeing your work that you have been doing for quite some time.
Yeah, for 2 years.
And
I've been doing monster designs for 2 years.
I have always told you that it was good. And that's not even from the perspective of being a friend, because I'll give you shit whenever I can.
You're a true friend. You'll tell me it looks like shit.
Yeah, I try to be.
Only true friends tell you your shit is stupid.
I mean, but that's true though.
It is.
And I've always thought that if you stuck with something and if you put consistency in it, and you were able to pace yourself at a rate that you could sustain, that would not burn you out, that would allow you to be consistent, and that would allow people to kind of just come to expect to see something new from you, which is hard for anyone to do. I thought honestly that you would gain momentum. This game, Palworld, has definitely leaned into your world with the Fakemon stuff, and has definitely helped out. There's no denying that. But I do think that there is a possibility that those two people on Instagram that have a larger following than you do would have eventually found you, or you would have at least, liked or commented or used a hashtag or something like that they were used at some point in time, because you're in that same very niche like
I don't think it's as niche
as
you think it is.
Well, I would agree with that, because honestly, when you started talking about it, the first moment you said Fakemon, I thought it was some shit that you made up, and that you were like, this is something that I want to create because it'd be cool, and I want to try to get it off the ground, and see if people will get involved with it.
When I first started it, it was SCP inspired. It was actually SCP mashups. Okay. And at that time, there were maybe... Hold on. The cat just pushed open the door, and it makes a loud creaking noise.
Oh, you're good.
All right. And at the time, there were maybe like 4 SCP Pokemon mashup designs on the internet, period.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck? I got to do something with this. And and that started back in...
You're the reason why I even know what SCP is, kind of, even sort of. And I think that's picking up too, especially with games like Lethal Company using it or kind of like leaning into that type of world.
Inspired.
Yeah.
Well, Control did it too. Like, people like Control, and Control was heavily inspired by
it
SCP.
Was, but you can admit that Lethal Company has made a much bigger splash than Control did.
Oh yeah, huge. It's like outpacing fucking everything.
Right.
But yeah, since August of 2022, there have been like where I drew a new design every day for like a month, and then I took like a break, and then I did it again, and then I took a break, and then I did it again, and I've been doing that for 2 fucking years. Yeah. And then my laptop broke, so I took a huge break. Yeah. And I got super stressed, and my mental health was all fucked, so I took another huge break. And then just to keep up, like, posting, I did stuff on sticky notes for a while. And then I came back, I bought a sketchbook, and I was just drawing in the sketchbook ideas, and something hit just right, and I was like, oh fuck. So I started really going back to the SCP inspired ones. I stopped doing mashups and started doing like my own designs based on SCPs. And then I did a whole like dragon thing, but I got burned out by the end of the month because I was struggling to come up with new ideas. And I think that's where a lot of my issues are, is when I'm under the gun and I'm like, fuck, I didn't draw a preliminary sketch for this. I didn't come up with an idea for this. I got to come up with an idea off the rip, and then my brain just like
Well, that's why, like, early on, I remember telling you that, you know, 1 a day seems like a lot, but I also get that, you know, you're excited, and when you finish one, you're like, this is awesome. I want to get people's opinion on it. I want to get it out there. I want to do another one. And the thing that I tried to, because sometimes you would do like multiple in 1 day.
Yeah, I would get stupid excited and draw like 3,
which is great. Now, which is you know expected, especially for something that you're passionate about. But one thing that I would even still suggest from now is something like what we have done in the past with the podcast.
It's like delayed,
you know,
release.
Make it. Create it while the juices are flowing and finish it, but time the release later on. Like it's instead
not
of
as easy as before though,
right?
Because I've learned new techniques, and I spend a lot more time in the shading and lighting aspects.
Right. I know your backgrounds have gotten better, but I already told you about that.
Oh, I mean, I don't really do much for the background. Like, to be honest, the background, like, I try to think of something different, new for the background if I'm moving into a new subject matter.
Right.
But I remember it did, like, for instance, I took footage where I filmed myself drawing or recorded myself drawing, and it took twice as long to do the color and the shading and the lighting than it did just to draw the fucking thing. And it was just like way too long. Even when it sped up, it was like, dude, it had to get to a point where I was speeding it up so much that it became choppy. And then there was just no point in fucking putting it up anywhere, because it's like you could only put like 1.5 minute long fucking shit on like short form media.
Right.
So there was just no point, because it takes me 2 hours to fucking color, shade, light, and before it didn't take me that long. It would take me longer to do the line art than it would to do that. But I spend so much more time just being super meticulous now.
Right.
And
it shows. It shows.
Yeah. Like the most recent one I posted, like that was a 2-day drawing. I didn't do that in one sitting. I did the color, like the shading and the color and everything in one sitting. But like, I waited 2 days. Like, I had a rough sketch. I didn't like it. So I left it alone for a day, came back, did a new sketch, left it for a day, came back, had a new idea, so altered that sketch. And then I sat down and did the line art and everything like that. And it came out so much better for like leaving it alone and coming back, leaving it alone and coming back, leaving it alone and coming back. Even my first one where I did Grizzbolt, the first design is so shit compared to what the final product is. Like, right. I love that design that I did. Like, I'm super proud. Some of these I'm really proud of, and I haven't been felt super proud of my art in a while. So those I'm very happy with so far. And I think it's just the amount of time I'm putting into them now, rather than trying to churn it out day after day after day. Like, I didn't have time to sit with it and fight with it and really do anything of note with it. And I think that has changed my outlook on it, like, big time.
I gotcha.
But I don't know. I mean, that's why I say thanks to Palworld. I'm really, really changing how I do stuff. So,
well, good. I hope it continues to go well. I hope you continue to find people that also appreciate it. I
mean, I've also stopped caring as much about how many followers I have. Like, I just want to draw, and I want to share it with people. And if only 20 to 40 people fucking see it, whatever, man. Like, that's fine. At least somebody saw it.
Right.
So that's... Getting in that mindset was very... I think other than the 2 big artist guys that like contacted me, I think I've gone up in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done 4 Palworld redesigns, and I've gained about 10 followers, I think. But I've reached 1.2 thousand accounts in the last 30 days. So
have you done what I suggested about like posting on all the trolls? Like, just saying, hey, look at this art. When everybody's complaining about Palworld ripping off Pokemon, you just say, oh man, yeah, this sucks, but hey, check this out. This reminds me of one of these Fakeamons that I did back in the day.
that's pretty good.
That's the thing. I thought about that, like, oh, hey, like they ripped this from one of my designs kind of thing. But like, yeah, I looked through everything I've done for the past 2 years and couldn't find a single one that looked even remotely like a pal. I was like, oh shit. I really kind of branched out there. But that's because, like I was telling Robert, I did a lot of SCP stuff, and SCP has such a unique flavor to it that it's hard to match that up with other stuff. But I've got a few more of these redesigns to do. Yeah. I mean, I could definitely feed on the energy of the fucking terrible people on the internet that are just trying to fuel their own fucking narrative with their bullshit arguments, but, you know, whatever.
Whatever.
It's true, Robert.
It is.
I mean,
that's too funny.
Here's the breakdown. Yeah, exactly. Well, here's my thing. I'm going to say it for the podcast, and I'm done talking about it for now, at least.
For now.
My thing with Palworld, on some level, as an artist, I can see where some people are coming from. For 4 of the designs of Pals that are like, okay, that's a Pokemon. 4 out of 130.
Right.
4 of them. And those are the same 4 that people all over the internet are like, oh, look at this, you just tear it down and fucking burn it to the ground. And I'm like, what?
burn it to
And
the ground.
I get it. There are also Pokemon purists that are like, Pokemon's the end all say all in monster taming. No, it didn't even come first. First of all, they stole the concept from Shin Megami Tensei, which came before Pokemon. And there are certain monsters in Shin Megami Tensei which are just Pokemon. Like Pokemon ripped designs from them. And then you go and look at Dragon Quest, and there are a lot of design elements in Dragon Quest that line up with Pokemon designs. And it's like, oh, did Pokemon rip from that? You know what it is? They're all Japanese. And when you draw an anime wolf, it's typically gonna look like an anime wolf, my guy. Like, there's only so many ways you can draw a thing. And I get it. Maybe Palworld did some sketchy stuff with some of their designs, but there are good, like, 20 so designs that I'm like, I can't pinpoint anything from this design that they might have ripped off from somewhere else. And it feels unique. I've looked all over the internet. I've tried to, like, be like, all right, if everybody's like, they had to steal this from this, and this, then all of that would be true of every design in the game. That they put no effort and no care and nothing into the designs. It would be throughout that whole list. But it's not. There are a lot of unique designs. There are a lot of cool designs. And I just don't see it. And I think a lot of people are getting pissy because now there's some real competition to Pokemon, who hasn't put out a quality game in like a decade.
Right.
And the people that see that and have a bad taste in their mouth are like, oh man, Palworld is giving us things we didn't know we wanted. And at the end of the day, it's a fun game. And for the people that are like burning bridges about this, it's a fucking video game.
True.
Let it go.
The thing that I thought was funny, I saw somebody posted a TikTok, and it was a clip in from Iron Man when they're like, and Tony Stark built this with his own bare hands, and it's like Nintendo looking down on Palworld.
Yeah, it's like Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, Palworld was made up of a team of nobodies.
Right.
Even some of the designers they hired didn't finish school and knew nothing about game design and had to learn how to do game design while working on the game. They worked on it for 3 years, openly shared what they were doing for 3 years. And then it came out, and it was this huge success because, one, it's fun.
Right.
Two, taking monster taming and putting it into any other genre, to me personally, is awesome. Like, I love those games. Like Monster Sanctuary, which we've been playing, takes Metroidvania games with exploration and platforming and puzzles and throws monster taming on top of it. And it makes that so much better to me.
And by the way,
I feel like...
Sorry.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I feel like to me, it's like monster taming just makes things feel better. Like, I like them more. I like
it taps your inner slave owner feeling.
Yeah, and it's in my blood. It runs in my veins. Yeah. But it's funny. The people who made Monster Sanctuary have another game coming out. It's another monster taming game, but it's a roguelike. And it's once again taking another genre that people are familiar with and may not be super popular. It may have like a niche, appeal.
Right. But
then adding the flavor of monster taming to it. And it looks really good. And I hate roguelikes. I vocally hate roguelikes.
Right.
So I think that looks cool. And I think Palworld capitalized on that. They were like, okay, people like survival games. Minecraft's been around for fucking 400 years for a reason, and it's still popular today. And they took that, added fucking Pokemon-like elements with a hint of almost a political stance in the background about, slavery and butchery, and like almost in a way of parodying Pokemon with like a PETA stance, like, you know what I mean? And PETA did that though. PETA released a Pokemon game called Pokemon Red, Black and Blue. And it was like they were all beaten to shit and everything.
I don't think I knew that.
And it's like, yeah, and Palworld's just a little more subtle, but it almost feels like it was intentional. Like, yes, you can butcher the pals for meat. Or yes, you can capture a human and make them work in your mines. But you don't have to either. It's not a necessary part of the game. It's just like those things exist in almost a parody nature to the idea of Pokemon. And I don't think people are looking at that stuff enough. They're not looking at the gameplay. They're not looking at like any kind of message that it might be trying to send. They're only seeing, oh man, those eyes, they look exactly like a Pokemon's eyes. You know why? Because cartoon anime monsters all look the fucking same, Gerald. Shut the fuck up and play the game.
Gerald?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
sorry,
Gerald.
That's my favorite running bit. Just yelling at somebody and then making up a random fucking name.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The before we move on, because we're getting a little long-winded about Palworld.
I said my piece. I said my piece.
But first and foremost, when it comes to the whole like legality part of it, listen, nobody is more litigious in the gaming industry than Nintendo.
Fucking Nintendo.
If there is anything going on that even sniffs like copyright infringement that they could make a move on, they of all people will make a move on it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I said, the game's been in open development for 3 years. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company shut down a mod that was changing pals to Pokemon within a day. They sent that guy a cease and desist within a day.
Right.
So they've been out for a couple weeks. They've sold millions of copies. They've sold more copies than Call of Duty and have more concurrent players than almost PUBG. Right. And they're like breaking fucking records. If Nintendo was going to move on these people, they would have already done it. Nintendo doesn't have a fucking legal leg to stand on. Right. And even more so, if it was parody, they would still be able to sue because Japan does not have the same kind of copyright laws that we do. They don't have fair use copyright laws. Yeah. So because Pocket Pair is a Japanese company, and other people look into like the history of Pocket Pair and they're like, oh, they made an AI game. Obviously the game was made with AI. No, there's no fucking evidence of that shit. And the CEO has even said this was all made by hand. It wasn't used. We didn't use AI. And even if they did, where? How do you think AI creates complicated animations now? Have we gotten that far? I don't think so. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
Frank. Right. Frank, how are you doing?
Fucking 34 minutes in of how I'm doing led to a Palworld argument.
Yeah, that wasn't an argument.
I'm doing
but
pretty awesome. How are you guys? Apart from Palworld.
I'm doing all right. I have some news. I told you guys about it, but we haven't recorded since then. But I'm officially starting
a fish.
Like the cat's out of the bag as far as starting my own business and leaving the PRN job. So it's pretty much
I'm proud of you.
Do or die. It's not what's the word? Yeah, I mean, cat out of the bag is really the best way to explain it. Like the boss knows, resignations have been put in, and yeah. So I guess I gotta shit or get off the pot, I guess.
I believe in you. I think you can do it. Open your computer thing and do it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Put me to work. I want to work for your business. I want all of us to work together.
Hiring you.
Yeah. Has he?
Multiple times.
When? I don't remember this. Did you try to hire me?
Yeah.
No, Frank didn't.
Was like tried to redraw logos and shit, and I'll get to whenever.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
We've both added we've added 2 people to the show and subtracted 1 person from the show, and we still don't have an updated logo.
And you know what? Now I have to erase a fucking fish from the logo. Thanks a lot.
That you never drew.
I drew a rough draft. Thank you. I just never got around to finishing.
But yeah,
because I don't like how I draw teapots.
It's exciting times. I still need to settle on the name. I think ultimately I will stick with Shift Happens. I know it's not unique. Other shops are using it, but I just really like that name. I feel like it fits. Fits me. As a matter, a friend of mine who was shopping for a birthday gift because I semi-recently turned 40. He was asking my wife like what was going on, what's this I hear about him opening up a shop, and he was asking her what I was going to name it. She told him, and he's like, that's very Robert. Like that's 100% something that he would name a business.
I helped you come up with it.
It was already a thing.
Taking my ideas.
So I'm gonna open a pub next door and call it the Space Bar.
Dude, Space.
Yay.
That is a legitimately good name too. Especially if it's like an arcade. Like was it called
I'll
Game Pub
open
or
up
Arcade
a garbage
Pub?
can called Control Alt Delete.
Yeah. But yeah, it's exciting. I need to figure out a URL because of course Shift Happens is already taken. But yeah, I'm gonna get that going, get that started. It's pretty much.
I can do customer service stuff for you, like phones and shit. Set up appointments.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if it gets to a point where there are too many inquiries for me to handle personally, that might be a possibility, because that's something that can definitely be like remote. You don't have to be here.
I was about to say, if I can do that from home, and I honestly, I'll work for peanuts. So,
well, it's on recording now, so we can hold you to it. I'm gonna send you an actual bag of peanuts, not even boiled.
If you send me an actual bag of peanuts, I'll shoot you.
Actual peanuts.
And now I have that on recording. You know what I meant? Metaphors are not lost on you.
Yeah. So, by the way, for everyone who's listening, kind of going back to what Paul was talking about with Monster Sanctuary, we will have a Level Select Games episode out on the 1st of March highlighting Monster Sanctuary. You should go and check that out and play along with us.
Do it.
Subscribe. Level Select Games. Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Also, we could use some reviews and likes and comments, and just let us know how we're doing. If we're terrible at this, 86 episodes in. I shared this with Frank, but I don't know, Paul, if you saw it. There's a service called Chartable that keeps track of websites that sign up for it.
We're not sponsored.
We are not sponsored, no.
Okay.
But I put A Kettle of Fish on there because I wanted to see how it ranked, because there's a lot of people that use Chartable. And I was actually kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Like so in the category of comedy in the US.
Sounds like a commercial.
A Kettle of Fish ranked at first almost like 2000s. It was like 1900 and something. Now we're up to 1800. So that's good. I don't know how, but we're there.
Yeah.
And I also don't know if you know this or not, but there is a lot of podcasts.
Yeah. It's the easiest thing to do if you have a microphone and a computer.
It really is nowadays.
Joe Rogan does it, so it can't be that hard.
So did you verify that the kettle of fish that's ranked is in fact our kettle of fish?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because I showed you there's like 6 or 7 Kettle of Fish comedy podcasts, right?
Right. And that name kind of does lend itself to be comedy because it's not very focused on one particular subject. And comedy can be anything.
We had that, didn't we? Where another Kettle of Fish reached out to us.
Yeah, they're like, you literally have the same exact artwork that we were going to launch a month after we actually
Even
did.
though I hand drew it and we put ours out first, so go fuck yourself.
The colors were similar and all that, but yeah, I was, but good on them for reaching out to us, though.
You know what, though, Robert? That's another good point towards art theft argument.
No.
We both drew cartoon fish coming out of a kettle.
Right.
Oh, they look the same. Yeah, because it's a cartoon fish. You have a general, if I say cartoon fish, you have a general fucking idea of what a cartoon goldfish looks like in your brain.
Right.
Yeah. All right, whatever. I'm sorry. That's triggering me right now because Tyler broke my heart. So I understand. Yeah.
But yes.
That's why he left, everybody. We argued about fucking Palworld and he was having a bad day because he didn't eat his protein bar sandwich or whatever. and now he's gone.
Wow. Oh. Protein bar sandwich. That sounds disgusting.
Among other things that might be going on with him that I don't fully understand and he hasn't bothered to reach out and talk to me about. So whatever he's dealing with, I hope he gets through it. Miss you. Fuck you. Come back.
This is true. He does miss Tyler a lot. He cries to us on the daily and into his pillow at night.
Yeah, sweet.
I do.
Tears just streaming down his cheek.
It's a very wet pillow. It's starting to smell like mold.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, so I thought that was cool. We're ring 1800th, and it is ours because it's very specific to our RSS feed. So there is no possible way to be another show. So
okay,
unless they copied our thing,
which is impossible. So
you're impossible.
Sometimes. Guys, I'm excited about the game that I'm going to choose. It's going to be straight out of left field. You're not going to expect it. It's very
We'll not talk about it yet. We'll talk about that on the other show.
It's a very
not
not
talk about it on the other show. Not this show.
Yes. I got to build up some,
not
some curiosity. Do you guys have any topics you wanted to bring up?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Frank might have some.
Not
Frank,
Palworld or art theft related?
Yeah.
No Palworld stuff. Game wise, not really. I mean, I've been playing a lot of random shit lately, thanks to you guys.
Yay!
What was it? What's that one called? Outward?
Yeah.
Outward.
Yes. That one's pretty neat. It is unforgivingly fun. But, it's kind of challenging,
brutal,
but I like it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
People talk about Dark Souls being hard. I'm like, dude, go play Outward for 5 minutes.
Nah, it's not Dark Souls level, but it's fun. I wish it had more than just 2-player co-op though.
Apparently, there's a mod for that.
There is a mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a mod, but vanilla. I like vanilla.
There's an app for that.
Yeah, there is an app for that.
And then, of course, City of Gangsters still has a hold on me because I got to get that Omerta out of my head. I just got to shake that nightmare out.
Yeah.
I legitimately need to restart that. I started it, but I was dog ass tired one morning when I got home from work. When I did start it, and it's like I'm lost. I don't know. It's a very strategic, like technical numbers go up, brain go burr game.
It is.
I still haven't found
a
good mob game.
I know of a perfect mob game.
Robert, I'll murder you.
It's it's called Godfather, and it was out on Xbox 360.
Yeah, no, that's the only good one. Yeah,
that game.
I would like to see one that's a co-op one. I really would love to see a co-op mobster game.
Yeah,
complete with Tommy guns and 1911s and all that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, But I also need to scratch that like business organization. Take
exploiting, extorting businesses and stuff. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that there aren't more games on specific moments in history. Like, there aren't more good games on specific moments. Like, Old West, Pirates, Mobsters. There's, like, maybe one decent game from each of those points in history. And it's like, those are some of the biggest character moments of history in general. That you could do so much with. And they're just like, strange. Pisses me off.
That is... Like why is that? And especially like Pirates. Like we've had
two okay pirate games. Like Sea of Thieves, I won't say is a bad game. It's just not a game I enjoy because I don't like consistent player versus player like systems like that. Where it's like you're always out for yourself and watch out because somebody's gonna glitch leap onto your boat from another island, shoot you in the back of the head, not steal your stuff and sink your ship, but wait for you to respawn and shoot you in the back of the head again. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, I hate that shit. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
But I mean, Black Flag was the only good pirate game that I really enjoy. And I know some people would argue, Sid Meier's Pirates. No. I don't want a fucking city builder pirate game.
Black Flag is exactly what I wanted in a pirate game.
I want an action, adventure, sailing, treasure hunting. Rawr!
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I did give you that one, that Sea Dogs game. Did you check it out yet?
I haven't checked it out yet. I'm going to look into that.
And apparently they're going to release a new one here pretty soon, too.
Yeah. I just wish there was something more up to date, like where you start off as like somebody with aspirations to be a pirate and you work your way up to like a bigger ship. And
like a legit like RPG.
An RPG. Yeah, like a pirate RPG where I can also swashbuckle on land and search for treasure and I can join up with my like online co-op, not PvP. Stop doing that shit. Just, I want to build a crew with my friends and go fight like fucking sea monsters and shit without the threat of an actual player who's going to be toxic and do stupid shit.
Right.
Like, sure, put NPC rival pirates in there, sure. But why other players? That's so unnecessary.
Or maybe have that as like an option or a mode or something like that.
Yeah,
but
you can do that as
PvP or PvE would be great.
Yeah.
It's but like Westerns are the same way. Like there's so many good moments in like the Old West that you could base games around, and there's maybe 3 good Western games, and if you played them, you don't want to play them again because they were long as shit. Especially Red Dead.
I was going to say Red Dead Redemption and Oregon Trail. Those are the 2 Western games that I could do.
Well, I liked Gun. Like, I thought Gun was really good, and I liked all 3 Red Dead games.
Yeah, Gun was too short, in my opinion.
Gunslinger was okay. Yeah,
I never
Gun
played
was short.
Gun, so...
I just feel like none of those Western games, except for Red Dead, like Redemption 1 and 2, capture the West, like the frontier of being.
What was the game
out on your own?
Red Dead Redemption kind of came from?
Red Dead Revolver.
Revolver, that's right. That was the other one.
And you played as Red Harlow, the bounty hunter who was seeking revenge for the murder of his father.
I mean, that sounds like a dope game. I never played it. So.
It was dope as shit, but it wasn't like open world. It was like more focused in the little arenas kind of thing.
I gotcha.
Yeah. It was okay. Like, it was serviceable for the time, like the early 2000s when it came out.
I see.
But I just feel like there's not a lot of good Wild West games. Like, at least there's no Wild West RPGs, and I feel like there definitely should be, like one where you can be a lawman or an outlaw or a native or a farmer or, there's so many things you could do. And same thing with pirates. You could be a smuggler, a pirate, a privateer, a fucking Royal Navy.
Right.
But, like there's shit there. what was the other one I said? Gangster. Well, that one, you can fucking gangster RPG would be dope as shit.
It would be. It would be.
But
you just need to. You just need to harness your skills.
You can make up a fiction about it.
You just need to harness your skills as a video game creator and go for it.
See, and that's the thing is, I'm about to start. I got to start working on it. I want to do this YouTube channel where I put out video game ideas into the ether and just hope something happens. It's like just hope, like speak it into existence. But I'm trying to do some like rough draft art for it, and it's going to kind of be like a short form video essay format where I talk about like game design and like how it should work out, like mechanics and stuff like that. It's something I've been tossing around, so see how that goes.
Yeah,
I
another
don't
idea
have
that
a
I
degree,
think
and I don't have any experience, so I
don't
can't
need
just
a degree.
be like, hey. I was going to name a company to work for, but I honestly, from all the bad press every single AAA company has gotten, I don't want to work for any of them.
Oh man, especially like Bungie. I hear that they're on a. They're yeah.
Bungie, Blizzard, Rockstar, Ubisoft. It's all bad, and I couldn't. And especially since they're all like head up their ass, don't understand what people want anymore. Like they're just putting out money printing machines as fast as possible, and it's just so fucking annoying.
It's making way for smaller games though, like Palworld and Lethal Company, like people who are on smaller teams who don't have as much of like overhead to deal with and money to deal with that they can just put shit out that people are going to enjoy and play. And
the guys that are putting out games with no microtransactions or live service model or people don't want all that shit. And I don't know why the AAA developers still think people want that shit. Right. And I know why, because people buy it anyway, because what fucking choice do they have?
Exactly.
It's the franchise they've grown up with. Might as well. NBA,
so we
Call of Duty.
We should just go find an old town somewhere, kick the dust off of it, and just recruit a bunch of kids straight out of college to say, hey, why don't you guys come out here and make some games with us? We'll pay them dirt cheap.
Do you think I could do that?
That would be kind of
dope.
Make
some games. We just give them the storyboards and say, hey, this is what we want to make. Let's have some fun.
Just an entire city is just a publisher or developer.
Yeah.
I'm honestly considering that because I don't even want the money. What if I've managed to get a team of people together and be like, guys, I have an idea. I have no skill. I need people with skill. Any money this game makes, I will pay to you, but you'll also have the experience of game design to fall back on.
I mean, I'm sure there is a swath of people that are like fresh out of school or are home taught that don't have a job and can't find an in. That would be willing to put their name on something if it actually saw the light of day.
Yeah, I'd be willing to put in the work to try and figure out like how to publish something and get it put out and like market it in some way, like send it to some of these people on Instagram that fucking contact me and they're like, hey, push this shit a little bit.
I mean, like I've got a cousin, he did some like self-training on Blender and was trying to get into like video game like character animation and design, and it's just super hard to get into that type of business. And so now he's working for Chuli. So
yeah. Well, being an independent is like where it's at now. Like if you want to get into game design, you just gotta make a fucking business and try, I guess. But that's not a bad idea. I could do concept art and I could work on marketing and stuff. I just need people with the skills to actually make it and the willingness to do it in their free time. Like I could put my own money into promoting and building up like a Kickstarter or some shit like that. And I don't know. It's like, I just don't know anybody. And I'm very antisocial. And I don't like trying to get to know young people. They're annoying.
Oh my god, dude! I worked with a newer MA medical assistant. Was it on Monday? Yeah, she was fine. Like she was easy to get along with, and she definitely put in some good work. But we started to get into like conversations while I was scanning patients, or when we were waiting on somebody to come. Man, the conversations of a 20-year-old are like fresh out of high school. Man,
you don't understand half of the vocabulary they're using. It's like,
nah, we were fine.
God, we got so old.
It was wild. It was
music they listen
wild.
To sucks.
She actually was pretty awesome when it comes to music, because we get to play music for our patients, and the patient was like, just play whatever you want, just no country or gospel. And I was like, all right, I can do that. And so I put on some
excuse you,
like classic rock, and she was like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, okay,
if
cool.
Jolene is not on your playlist, you're not human. So do not deny country music.
Dolly Parton, for that's one artist that I don't think of as,
she's
like, of course she's a Christian
country music.
Right. She's just, yeah. It's just Dolly.
She's just Dolly.
Right.
Yep.
I fucking love that.
You know,
I do have Jolene on my playlist, by the way. That's on my drawing playlist, and I'll just be sitting there just drawing and fucking.
I had to take it off. I had to take it off my playlist because they started playing it at work.
Oh jeez. Well, fucking Rob Zombie will like leave, like the song will come to an end, and then I just hear Jolene, and I just start bopping, and I'm just like, man, this is great.
Talking about like in a concert, he'll leave like that.
What? No. What?
Oh, that's what dude. I was fully expecting him.
Rob Zombie
like,
on my playlist, and I set it to shuffle. So it's like Rob Zombie will just fucking stop playing. And
I thought you were saying
Dolly
like
Parton
Rob Zombie,
going.
like in a live concert, he'd be like "Bird to the witches and bird and my Dracula," and then Jolene. Like, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, man.
I'd rock with that.
I
Good.
fucking, my playlist is so fucking random.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, same.
I seriously, I have like Dead Boy and the Elephant Men, and then Måneskin, and then Shine Down, and then Shine Down, and then The Offspring, Panic at the Disco, One Republic, Cage the Elephant, Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but they found me. That's a great band, by the way.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. I didn't know that was a band name. That's interesting.
Yeah. The Living Tombstone,
The
Offspring again, Seether, Evanescence.
I mean, a lot of that kind of sounds pretty
Steve Miller
samey.
Band. Yeah, but it goes from like one thing to like Puddle's Pity Party to Steve Miller Band to Queen.
Well, I mean, the other day, like, so I was picking up my coworker to go to work, and my playlist was going, and it went from Disturbed to was it Toby Keith? No, it might have been Toby Keith. It went from like metal to country to the Dave Matthews Band, back to metal. Yeah, it was wild. It was all over the place.
Oh yeah, no, that's mine. Mine will just be Dracula, then Istanbul, not Constantinople. Fucking.
Oh yeah,
I was singing that song the other day.
All right.
I love We Might Be Giants.
To fucking like Dr. Feelgood, to Jolene, to Master of Puppets, to fucking Fortunate Son, to
yeah, that's a good song too.
Fuck, what was that song? Money for Nothing. I love that fucking song. I was telling Frank about that the other day.
Yeah. Was it Dire Straits?
Yes, the Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Get your money for nothing, chicks for free.
Yep.
Fucking love that shit. That and Abracadabra, those two songs.
All right.
Oh man. I love them. I need to find more music for my playlist. I keep asking you guys, and then I get like 2 days worth of silence, and I'm like, well, they just don't want me to know any songs, I guess.
Personally, I'm terrible at finding new music. If I just suggested you music that I'm listening to, it's shit that we have all been listening to for the past 20 years.
I've got tracks on tracks, man. I came across a track the other day that just blew me away because it reminded me of like 80s Beastie Boys. And I was like, wow, this shit is hitting. It was,
I do have one Tenacious D
shit,
song.
who was it? It was Simpra and Josiah. It was good.
Oh, nice.
And
I was listening to that
too,
track that you suggested to me the other day.
Yeah, it sounded just like some Beastie Boys too. I mean, it was good. So.
I like comedy music too. Like weirdly enough, like Bo Burnham, of course. Like,
oh yeah,
it's hilarious to me. Tenacious D.
Oh, Dennis
funny.
Leary. I like Dennis Leary.
Yeah, because I'm an asshole. Leo.
I don't know if you guys
I drive really slow in the ultra fast lanes.
This British guy named Jazz Emu. Fucking hilarious. He has a song called I Would Rather, and I love that fucking song. It's like,
I think I've heard that.
yeah, I would rather die. Yeah, it's
Yep.
I
Yep,
fucking love that song.
I think I've heard that from you, actually.
Yeah, it's like there's a lyric in there. It's like, I would rather lick ice with both my
Yeah.
balls in a vice. And
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
the best shit. Oh, man. And it's just like doing inconsequential shit, like shit that's just annoying to do, like getting up and picking up the remote. He would rather die than do that, or change his alarm, or fucking remove the tag on emails when it says it was sent from his iPhone.
Right.
I fucking love that shit. Comedy music is so good to me. I don't know why.
That's good.
But I also like weird YouTube, like, video game music, when it's like a song they wrote based on a video game.
Huh. I did
Not
like
all of them, but there are
like
some
of the songs from like Bob's Burgers and like
Oh, yeah.
fuck yes.
some of like the movie songs from like some of the old Disney animated movies and stuff like that.
I'm like a British
Some of that
lady
stuff,
in my
man.
garden, and my plants agree.
Those Bob's
I
Burgers
want to
songs
take
hit,
his stupid
man. They're
face
good.
and punch it.
clever tracks. I really enjoy them.
Bob's
Oh, yeah.
Burgers, man.
There's
That's just
been,
quality television.
From Has Been Hotel on Amazon. Like, they went full musical, and they've got some really good songs in that too. If you guys like fucking edgy fucking humor in adult animated shows, that's right there. Has
What's
Been
it called?
Hotel's awesome. Or if you've watched Hell of a Boss, same people. So.
Has Been Hotel.
Mm-hmm. It's all about hell and trying to reform demons in hell to be better. Pretty good.
That's interesting. Okay.
Pretty good show. Hell of a Boss, which is the spinoff, is about the immediate murder professionals, or IMP, and it's run
The
by a bunch
what?
of IMP hitmen. Yeah,
Media burner profession. Okay.
Interesting.
yeah. So they go to Earth and murder people for people in hell. So yeah, like if you've gone to hell and you have like a grudge, they'll go kill that guy for you.
All right. That works.
And the voice actor who does Invader Zim, I can't think of his name right now. He is one of the main cast as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Neat little comedy show.
All right.
Mwah. I did have a thing about I was super disappointed with the game of the year ceremonies and shit of this past year.
Right.
I thought they were really stupid. Starfield definitely should not have won most innovative gameplay through Steam. I don't know who made that decision.
We talked about that on the Bokura episode of Level Select
You
Games.
did. I'm just reiterating my annoyance with it. So, in light of that, what would you guys pick as your game of the year of 2023?
2023.
Shit. 23 game of the year.
Last year. Literally last year. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
I'd probably pick. I guess Lethal Company technically came out last year, so I'd probably pick it
Yes, it did.
because of just how insanely popular it is.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
What's I don't know.
Close second for me would probably be Phasmophobia. I tore that shit up.
Yeah, you did. But Phasmophobia didn't come out last year.
No, it didn't, did it? It was the year prior. Yeah, so, nope. Big red X on that one.
I want...
Good decision.
Does the game have to have come out on the...
yeah,
so.
well, I mean, I would like if it released last year, what was your big takeaway from 2023?
My big takeaway was that I don't play enough games, and
amazing.
That's same here, honestly.
Well, because I think Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year last year, and that's fine. Like Baldur's Gate 3 is great;
Mm-hmm.
they put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even play that one yet.
There was just a lot of games that I'm like, why did that get nominated, or why did that win this, or
I'm looking
and
back.
I was thinking, how do you guys what games did you play that came out last year that really fucking blew you away, or that you would have nominated for Game of the Year?
Actually, I do have one. And it's kind of cliche, I guess. But I feel real strongly about it. As much as I want to say like City Skylines or Starfield.
Sure.
Because I do enjoy those. I feel like I could make the strongest argument for Hogwarts Legacy. I forgot that was last year, but
yeah, a lot of people did.
Because it was kind of early in the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fairly early in the year. It's weird to me though, because Hogwarts
February.
Legacy not only didn't win anything at the Game Awards,
they weren't there.
It didn't get nominated,
right? And we all know why. Which is even more hilarious because that game outsold every other game.
Yeah,
it's the first time since I think they said like 2007 or 2008 that Call of Duty was not the most sold game in I think in North America.
Records in sales for sure. Like it was
still
up there.
It's still like top 1 or 2 on the monthly reports. Like it used to be called MPD, but it's a different name now.
Well, my other thing with Hogwarts was it worked. It came out and it wasn't. There were no game breaking bugs that I ran into.
There was some
mechanically
issue.
Was sound for me.
There was some issue with the fact that I think like the Series S and PS4 editions came out later. Because there was something technical issues or whatever with it. Because I mean that game is just beautiful.
It wasn't
and massive
built for those systems though.
Right, right.
Like
but
it was a next gen game.
Right. It's just such is a beautiful game. It is a very well developed game. It is like you said, it's a game that has little to no bugs that I've found. It lends itself to ungodly amount of playtime.
Oh yeah. No, I put like 60, 70 hours into it. Okay. And I 100%ed it. I got the platinum trophy, so I was very proud of that.
I need to go back and finish it because I ADHD like straight out of it, as I do most games.
Yeah.
I just once the game like loses its initial like first, look at this new thing, look at this shiny new game and how it plays and how amazing. As soon as it wears off of that, if I don't have anything driving me to play it, like you guys with Lethal Company or whatever, it'll be a year before I get back to it.
That makes sense. I just don't understand why I got snubbed. Like Liza P got nominated for an award at the Game Awards.
I'll tell you exactly why I got snubbed. 100% the reason why I got snubbed is because of that very vocal minority of people that tried to boycott it and was like, you should not play this game because if you do, you're anti-LGBT, you're pro
which is
J.K. Rowling.
I'd like to make that point. The argument in Hogwarts Legacy's favor. A, J.K. Rowling's name is nowhere on this game. B, so, you know. B, yes, it's inspired by the world she created, but she had nothing to do with the game. C, there's literally a transgender individual running one of the major fucking businesses in the Hogsmeade and is renowned as a fucking powerful witch.
Right.
It's there. Yeah. It's like they treat that character with respect,
but it doesn't
everybody
matter.
In town knows who they are.
It doesn't matter. It's guilty by association, which makes the popularity of it even better. It makes the response of gaming, of the gaming community, even better, where it's just a giant fuck you. But we know the fact that we know what you're trying to do, and it's bullshit. And we're going to play this game because it's a very well-crafted game. It's a great game.
Yeah.
And we're not going to play that game anymore.
I don't know why people just suck so much. It drives me nuts.
Right.
Another game that got kind of passed over at the Game Awards, and it's probably one of my favorite. It didn't. I know it got nominated for Best Performance, but I don't think it got nominated for literally anything else, which is fucking weird. It's Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
You know, I forget that game even existed. I want to play it. I loved Fallen Order.
Yeah.
But I sometimes forget that game even came out.
It's another one of those time, like, you'll spend so much time in it, you personally, because I know how you are, you'll get like, But like, Cameron Monaghan got nominated for like Best Performance. He didn't win, but like, that's all. That's it. And I'm like, man, that game was like, it did exactly what sequels are meant to do. It improved on the formula like tenfold. And provided a way better experience than the first one, and I loved it. I spent more time on that game than probably any other game this past year, until I completely destroyed it. Got the platinum, 100% at everything, explored every nook and cranny, because it sort of, it has open world elements, but it had a lot more of that Metroidvania, like, go back because you've got this new ability and you can unlock this area kind of thing that they did in the first game. And they expanded the universe. They were respectful to like the lore that's been put into place from the High Republic stuff that Star Wars is doing.
Yeah,
and I fucking loved it. I loved it. Hogwarts is a close second, but Jedi Survivor was probably my favorite game of last year.
I look forward to playing it. I fully expect it to be on Game Pass at some point in time.
I just don't understand, like, if you look at some of the games that got nominated and almost won Game of the Year, it doesn't make sense. Like, Tears of the Kingdom got nominated for so much, and they literally reused the map from the first game, and the art style is the same. Nothing really changed. They added a couple more fucking areas. And I know that's reductive to, like, the underground area or whatever, but, like, they didn't do much to change what was already there. It still just feels like Breath of the Wild. It feels like DLC. And that's even funnier when you consider that Tears of the Kingdom was originally meant to be DLC until they had too many ideas and were like, that's going to be too big for DLC. Let's just make a new game.
Mm-hmm.
And it got nominated for like Best Game Direction, Game of the Year, fucking Best Art Direction. And I don't understand. Best Score and Music. It's the same fucking music from the Breath of the Wild. It's the same soundtrack. And of course, Starfield getting nominated for anything just bugs me.
I don't.
And I hate seeing anything Spider-Man getting nominated. Not that Spider-Man 2 is a bad game, and not that Spider-Man in general puts out bad games. But it's set in fucking New York every goddamn time.
Right.
Spider-Man, he's got an emotional drama problem in fucking Manhattan. Oh no! Oh, but this one added Brooklyn. Oh boy! Can't wait to swing by it and never go there, except for 1 or 2 boss fights that force me to.
Yeah.
And it's like Ultimate Spider-Man did that 10 years ago, and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, things change.
Like Alan Wake 2 and fucking Baldur's Gate, yes, they should have been nominated for all the stuff, so they deserve what they did. Final Fantasy, sure. Cyberpunk's Phantom Liberty DLC, yes, that was awesome, but it's a DLC, it's not a game. Why the hell was it nominated for anything? But Resident Evil 4 was just Resident Evil 4 again. Why did that get nominated? We know. We've played 14 different versions of Resident Evil 4. Why is a remake that's treading through the same shit we've seen before getting nominated for anything? This past year was so just... It reminded me of when Borderlands 2 came out, and the fucking Walking Dead won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
A fucking book won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Pisses me off to this day. That is not a game. That is a book.
I remember when that came out.
Don't fucking try to fool me, you LucasArts ex-developers that worked on fucking Sam and Max. I don't give a shit. Those aren't games anymore. Ah!
But yeah. Good
Sorry.
times.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's bad. It's a bad time to be a gamer when bullshit wins Game of the Year fucking
It's still
awards.
a great time to be a gamer because it ultimately doesn't matter, right? Like the people that put those shows together, the people that vote for those things are,
it doesn't matter because I'm still going to play what I want to play.
They're not
fucking
They're not. What's the word? They're not the foremost like authority on that shit anymore.
It feels weird as like a hardcore gamer when you take such great pride and enjoyment in something and it's not recognized by the rest of the world at all, or even just snubbed entirely. And they're like, "Oh, that's garbage. You're a garbage person for liking that."
But that's why you look
that's like
at the
if I
picture
told
as a
somebody
whole.
I don't like the Titanic, and then they're like, "Oh, what?"
Right. But I mean, that's why they look at the picture as a whole, right? So like the people behind Hogwarts Legacy at WB, right? Like they're probably disappointed because they didn't get even nominated for Game of the Year or any other category. But in the grand picture, outselling everything and continually outselling everything, having decent to good user reviews that are not, reviews of critics like that. Come on.
I know, but
come on.
The Game of the Years feel... It's like the Oscars for games, man. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio not winning an Oscar for his entire life. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, he should have won an Oscar. He ate raw meat on fucking film. You know?
I think that was the only movie he did win an Oscar for, right?
Yes, The Revenant is the only movie he's won an Oscar for, which is fucking ridiculous. Like his performance in Django, but because he said the N-word, he didn't win an Oscar. So.
Right, but that's how they are.
I know, it's dumb and it's stupid, and I shouldn't care so much, but that's why I was like, "What's your favorite game of the year?" Like, I want to know you guys' opinion, especially since Frank doesn't really play stuff very much. I want to know what he actually enjoyed this year.
Yeah. He just enjoyed games as much as he could.
He just enjoyed our time together. The treasure for him was the friendship he made along the way.
Yeah.
And I think Lethal Company was the only game I played last year that was new. From what I could tell.
Okay. Frank doesn't have a lot of time for games. He's an adult man with adult man things going on.
No, I played Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, you did?
Would I pick it as game of the year? It was pretty impressive for sure.
I like the castle.
The castle was good.
I will say it was a gorgeous game.
Yeah.
There were some glitches though. I remember there being some glitchy shit. Nothing crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Huh.
But it's not
never had
like,
anything.
it's not your Bethesda level bullshit. I mean,
it's not floating through the ceiling and beating the game.
Or
But it's
Assassin's
like
Creed
It's not
level
launching
bullshit.
Suicide Squad and having a bug finish the game at the beginning for you.
yeah, it's just
God.
little tiny things, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But overall, like just the textures alone, I just remember looking at it. It's like, damn, this looks really good. It was one of the few games that I got on the new gen consoles, because I think I got it for the I got it on
Which
the
console?
PS5. So
You have a PS5?
yeah, I never
Why
played
aren't we
it.
playing anything? I didn't know you had a PS5.
Well, I don't anymore.
Dick.
I ended up giving it to Dylan for Christmas, so
Oh.
because I don't
All
play
right.
it. So I gave it to him for
Well,
Christmas, and I kept
I'll
the
buy
Xbox.
you a PS5.
So Mr. Money over here.
Yeah.
So
I love how the person with the least amount of responsibilities and the part-time job and the is the one with all the new shit. Although you don't have a Series X, you've got a Series S, right?
I bought a Series S because I didn't want to spend another $400 on another fucking console.
Right. No, that makes sense.
What is it,
I
like
was
an
like,
extra
man, that
$100
is-
to get the X?
Yeah, something like that.
No, I got the S for like $240, $250.
So
Yeah, and the
another
X is
$160.
$500. So, yeah.
160 plus 260 is not $500.
That's $500. I thought it was $400.
No,
it's like
it's
500.
$5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trade up, man. Trade up. I thought you always traded shit.
I did, but I don't anymore. I pretty much keep whatever, like, because I don't need to anymore. I used to do it for grocery money. And
That's true.
like,
Very true.
fucking, it's like, I can't afford this game, but I want to play it. Let me sell everything I own and I'll just buy
This
it
is true.
later.
This
Yeah.
is true.
So that's how it used to be. And now I don't worry about that as much. I'm just like, yeah, I want that game. I'll go buy it. And it's weird.
Man.
So that, and I
ya.
live so far
Right.
away
I
from
know
GameStop.
exactly where you're going with that, with Frank, and I'm with you.
What?
I wish I knew then what I know now about being a manager. I would have done so many things differently. Like I would have just been marking down shit left and right.
Yeah, man.
Just because it
Sell
doesn't
it all.
fucking matter.
It doesn't.
Right.
Seriously. We would be
Um,
so stickler about the stupidest shit at that store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kids would come in there and they'd be wanting to get that pre-owned console. Like, nope, you don't
Yeah.
have. Oh, you're $10 shy. Oh, that's too bad.
Right.
Yeah, no, I would have just sold that. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
like how I am
Now,
now.
like, oh,
I do.
man, we could have sold that damn console for $10 less. Man,
Yeah.
And it's like you would
I'd
have
have done
made
it in
so
a
much.
heartbeat.
Well, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you remember when we had those ideas of doing the like grab bags, of just throwing like one of those like a bunch of those bullshit games that we had in the bag that nobody wanted, like the 2009
Mhm.
Madden, and just sell a grab
Yeah.
bag for like $5 with like 10 games. Some, you know, little
did
kid
that.
would have
We ended
been.
up doing that.
But it's so corporate. And that's
Yeah.
why me and Tyler used to talk about it a lot, but I've always liked the idea of just opening our own fucking game store where we make the fucking rules. Like,
yeah.
it's
The
like, oh, you're
downside of that's the
10 bucks
supply.
shy? Yeah. I mean,
If it weren't for the supply, yeah, dude, I'd be all about it. If I could get the shit for as cheap as GameStop gets it, I'd be all about it. But there's just no way to compete.
I could probably finagle something down this way. And that's only because I know people.
This guy.
But that's
I don't
a whole
know
different.
how many
that would-
people you know to get that much stuff that often, because that's a lot
maybe.
of stuff to be getting.
Well, that's a
You're
conversation.
talking-
Well, I'll think about it.
You're talking millions of dollars worth of product every year, man. That's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
No, it depends on who I partner with, but there's somebody I could have a conversation with about that kind of thing. I know somebody specifically, so I don't know. That's a thought. I'll talk to him about that. That's weird.
I was like, we're getting
anyway.
a little off the rails.
Yeah,
here,
I'm just like,
right.
my brain's just kind of thinking, but it also, this person might benefit Robert's business at some point too. So we'll see how that goes. That's a conversation. Anyway, hi.
Okay.
All right.
I still would like to open up a video game store and then also sell cupcakes.
Okay.
Call it 1-Up Cakes. They're all Mario themed cupcakes. They look like mushrooms.
Yeah, that won't get shut down at all. Nintendo would be like, Palworld is whatever. This little guy in Florida with a Mario shaped cupcake.
Fuck that guy.
Banhammer.
Nuke the business.
Yeah. He's gonna get thwomped.
Oh man.
On that note,
send a bullet bill after him.
There's just fucking dudes in black suits with fedoras show up. Their faces are in his shadow. They pull out a fucking revolver and a giant bullet bill slowly comes out of it. They're like, ah! You ever run away in a different direction?
Yeah.
I can't jump that high.
Well, all right, guys. It's been an hour. It's almost an hour and a half now. So
no, I'm loving our time together.
Well, we'll do it more often.
Yeah,
especially now. But
I think I hurt my shoulder.
All right. Well, if it's still hurting when we record again, we'll talk about that. Until then,
okay.
Do your thing, Paul.
We'll start a new podcast
for just my ailments,
injuries, ailments of Paul.
Yeah, I like it.
It's just called 1 HP. That's what it is.
Next week, I'll be in a coma. Find out if I get out. Oh, that'd be great. All right, are we done?
I guess.
All right. Lame. What?
Do it. Just do it.
Hold on. Goodbye, everybody.
This has been A Kettle of Fish. You can contact the show by emailing akettlefishpodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe from anywhere you get your podcasts.
Oh my God. That took way too long. Oh my God.